Hey guys, welcome to this Train Sim TV video. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Network Scot East Route, which is available from Alan Thompson Sim. This is also a scenario that is available from ATS by Chris Horsfield, and it is 1 Romeo 81, the 1530 Edinburgh Waverley to Glasgow Queen Street. Network Scot East is a merged version of the 5 Circle and the original Edinburgh to Glasgow route, but the Edinburgh to Glasgow route has been literally rebuilt from scratch, and I'm looking forward to having a look at that. There's not really much remaining from the original route, so I'm looking forward to seeing that with my own eyes in TS rather than through streams and videos that I've been watching by Alan and Tom. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. Get the cab set up. This scenario does include announcements by Thomas Poole, and we'll hear one of those in a moment. So I'm going to get in the cab, I'm going to shut my mouth, and I'm going to get set up.
This train is for Glasgow Queen Street. This train will call at Haymarket, Falkirk High, Croy and Glasgow Queen Street. The next stop is Haymarket. Passenger safety information notices are located throughout this train.
Great stuff. I think this is the first scenario I've actually played where it's got scenarios in, so that's good.
The next stop is Haymarket.
Not quite sure why it says the next stop is Haymarket. I haven't actually left here yet. For some reason the doors seem to have closed early, although in the other 2 times I've done the test start it didn't do that, so just draw your conclusion of that train sim being train sim there. But you can see already here at Waverley we've got OHLE that's been completely done. We've actually got Edinburgh Castle up there now, which I think DCG kindly managed to miss from the 5 Circle route, so that's great to see. And I know there's been a lot of work done generally around the area. We do still have the 2D Edinburgh, but that's on Thompson Interactive and DCG. It's nothing to do with the NSE guys. It's looking good. So just waiting for the road. As soon as we get the road, I'm going to take us out of here. There we go. Take the DRA off. Forward. I'm trying to drive this with the PBC, but there seems to be something wrong with it. It's like offset by 2 notches. So I'm going to do some playing around after this, and I might have to contact support, but we'll see. So next stop, Haymarket for us. It's obviously once we get out of the main Edinburgh area, we're going to see the most changes. Already you can see, I think those, like these little boxes and stuff next to the track, I think they're new. And basically it's just brought the route up. Not only brought it up to 2021 TS standards, but also it's got the overhead wires and everything between Edinburgh and Glasgow now, and the scenery, as I've seen in the videos and stuff, has been literally completely ripped out. Already this just looks a lot better. Look at the signal cables and stuff laid around. Great. So yeah, I love the idea with the signal cables and stuff. It's just great, and I know that the guys that made this, they went through the actual cab rides of the route, going and placing every bit of clutter, which is something that me and Tom do as well. And it just means you get all that extra detail in there that can be easily missed, and a lot of route developers don't actually bother doing it. But I think it adds quite a lot of immersion. So heading through the tunnel now to Haymarket, which is our first stop. We've got an 8-car 365 set here. Quite a busy bit of AI going on as well. And again, this scenario is not one of the ones that's included with the route, it's an extra one that I've downloaded. Once we're away from Haymarket, we get in the actual spirit of the scenario, and away from Haymarket, I'll start talking a bit more about the route, especially as we start going into the main section that's been completely rebuilt. It's so long since I actually played Edinburgh Glasgow because it was such an outdated route, the original one.
We are now approaching Haymarket. Please mind the gap when alighting from this train.
That some of the bits I might end up missing because I won't see them. I know this station looks like it's come from the 5 Circle route. It's a lot better than the original Edinburgh Glasgow. And there's all sorts of extra stop car markers and stuff that's here. Overshot the first stop, but it'll be right. Don't matter. So I think the signage and everything's been updated, and the reason I think it would be Z fighting there, my suspicion would be that that's covering the original signage, which is fine. Yeah, you can see that. I had that issue with the 1985 Riviera line that I did, and that's just something that you can't really overcome. Yeah, looking good. Plenty of AI about. So as the announcement said, we got stops at Haymarket, Falkirk High, Croy, and then Glasgow Queen Street. It's about a 55-minute journey, 52-minute journey. What's some of these stop markers? I love that HST Mark IV one. Good bit of immersion there with those. I mean, obviously just the inclusion of OHLE makes this route a world away from the original Edinburgh Glasgow, but just everything else otherwise as well. Next stop, Falkirk High. So we got a good section to run along in now. Talk about the. I'm guessing there'll probably be another announcement in a minute. So I'll just hold on.
The next stop is Falkirk High.
There we go. So next stop, Falkirk High, as she said. So let's first of all take a look at the route map. And we can pause it whilst we're on this as well. So as you can see, we've got quite a lot on here going on. The base of this route is the 5 Circle and Edinburgh Glasgow merge. Now, not all of the Edinburgh Glasgow stuff is revamped and everything yet. There's one thing to bear in mind. I'll go through the bits which are. So obviously we've got the Edinburgh Suburban added. So this is that line that goes around the back of Edinburgh essentially. That's been added in. That was available as a standalone from ATS, but it's now included with the NSA route, the Network Scot East. Edinburgh Waverley, obviously, you got then the 5 Circle, which has been extended up to Ladybank. So that's been extended up from Thornton Junction to Ladybank, and some cracking scenery up there. So you get a decent chunk there then, obviously, of the line to Dundee and Perth by going up to there. Now, the 5 Circle, I think it's had some revamping work, certainly, but I'm not sure to exactly what extent. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see all of the stream on the 5 Circle bit. Now, I do know that the main route to Glasgow from Edinburgh has been done, so that's the line through Falkirk High, not the Grahamston route, that's not done yet. The curve here, is it Winchburg Curve, this one? That's been done as far as I'm aware, and all the line, obviously, as I said, the main line has been completely revamped to 2018 OHLE spec. You also get the Bowness and Kinneil Railway, which is a great thing to have. I don't think you get Grangemouth yet, because as I said, the line through Grahamston has not been done just yet. So, a lot there to enjoy. So we'll be heading along that main line to Glasgow. So when I say full rebuild, I do mean that the guys have actually ripped out the track and everything completely, taking it back to bare bones. The track's got super elevation now, it's got smooth gradients. And I'm just looking forward to seeing how it is. I mean, obviously we've got Sync's 4-spec simulations sign pack there for the actual Scottish signs, which is nice to see. Haymarket Depot, Murrayfield Stadium. Neutral sections have also been added. So we're just going through one of those now. It's looking good so far. So I've got the manual open, I'll read through some of the bits in there. First thing that you come across really in the manual is the background to the route. So you obviously got the Edinburgh to Glasgow line, which is the one we're on. And don't forget this is just phase 1 of the route, there's obviously going to be further phases to come. So you got the Edinburgh Glasgow line. This line has been completely rebuilt, but you started by relaying all the tracks with easements, adding super elevation and properly smoothing all the gradients. The OHLE pack from ATS was then used, and all the original CD was removed and replaced to a much better standard. New ground textures have been used and all stations revamped or extended to go along with various improvements on the real railway as part of the Edinburgh to Glasgow improvement plan. So obviously that includes, as you can see, the tram lines, so they're included now. And they obviously weren't in the original route. So coming down towards Edinburgh Park, this is where I normally stay myself when I come to Edinburgh. In the car when I'm on a trip up to Scotland. Normal stay because you can just park in the Premier car park and nip on the train into Edinburgh, faff about, make a quick, I was going to say quick escape, sounds a bit weird, but you can leave decent and get onto the motorway and head north. Normally stop on when I'm off there when I'm off up top end of Scotland. So I can't remember if this station was actually in the original route. I think it was, wasn't it? But it's there's a lighting and stuff in here. Ah, they look like the gate line pack, the animated gate line pack. Yeah, it is. So that's from James Class 37. His animated barrier pack. But yeah, looking really good this. Just turn my game sound down a bit. So now we're cleared Edinburgh. One thing I did notice when I was having a little look earlier was obviously the Jadzone. They've used the Jadzone fencing pack, which unfortunately has this habit of snapping in two, and it sort of ends and has breaks in it. If you go over long stretches, don't know if there's any further down here to be honest, but what it does is it sort of you end it and it doesn't quite end exactly where you do it and stuff like that. So that's a little immersion breaker, but nothing major at all. I can see why they've tried to use it. There's one there, like a gap that I just saw. Shows what I'm on about. There's just a gap in the fence. So obviously people could just come along and trot onto the track, which is a little unusual. Although I guess they've just tried to use a better fence than the DCG one, which is absolutely fair enough. It was Tom that noticed that first originally, so. But I like how it actually goes up and down the hills as a proper fence rather than the typical TS thing of where the lofts just look crap on hills, so I can fully understand why it's been used. Looking so much better with the foliage and everything. It's absolutely worlds away from the original route. I mean, speaking from a personal perspective, I would have loved it if the original one had just been done without OHLE, but because that's just my area of interest, but I fully understand why it's being done in the modern era. Obviously, it'd be nice if we get a 385 at some point, then we're actually able to run, you know, current scenarios a bit more. I guess it's a bit like Northern Lines Electric in the respect that it's going to have to be based in this era when the 365s are up here. But it looks fantastic. That looks superb on this curve. So much, not sure about the JT trees, but vibrance in the foliage, that's what I love to see. It's not just one tight place, it's not just dumps there. It's been all properly placed and everything. Looking really nice. I think this is where the line to Bathgate goes off to the left. Running really smoothly. No complaints at all, 60 odd FPS. Minimal stutter. I love the OHLA detail there, just as we went up under the neutral section, that was great. I guess we're on to the 90 limit on here, the sprinter limit. So reading a bit more in the manual, so the 5 circle. So that's obviously included with the route as well. The 5 circle is merged onto the Edinburgh to Glasgow route in this add-on. 5 circle line has also had many upgrades too, including relaying the tracks to the same standard as the Edinburgh to Glasgow revamp. Various scenery changes have also been made to many areas, upgraded station cluster and signage, cable trunking and line side detailing added throughout. And the all new night lighting adds the same standards to the rest of the network. We've also added a small extension up to from Thornton Junction, and that adds 8 miles from through Markinch to Ladybank. And then it says that you do also obviously get the Edinburgh Suburban and the bonus in Kinneil, as I said. So the Edinburgh Suburban line has had a foliage upgrade as well as a few fixes with track work and various other updated details added. The line out to Moncton Hall from Mill Hill has been completed along with the Musselburgh station on the ECMR, so you can do stuff from the south end of Edinburgh if you want. And then the bonus in Kinneil is also included, so you don't need the standalone off ATS anymore, but if you want to download that you can do, and you don't need to have all the requirements for the actual main route. So it also exists a standalone version we already have available. However, having it in this network now means it's possible to do full rail tours, obviously across the mainline connection there. Now I guess we're going to come through this cutting in a minute where the line, there's a curve comes in from Dalmania. That looks great there. Yeah, I'm really liking the look. I'm not a fan when, you know, personally, when in my own routes when I've used JT trees, I'm not actually a fan of seeing them in with DTG foliage, but somehow they've pulled it off where it actually looks really good. I love the attention to detail, like with this little marshy, you know, flood and stuff. Top marks, brilliant stuff. It's good. The use of like the little embankments and stuff. So we're coming on the curve, we'll go over the junction in a second. Looking forward to making some scenarios for this. So if you go like down there, you'll be able to go on the 5 circle line, head up towards Ladybank if you wanted to. So this cutting, I remember this from the Edinburgh to Glasgow route, and already it's looking a lot better. A lot better. Yeah, massive difference. I love how they've done the little sections in there as well, like where it changes from different walls and stuff like that. So it's not all just one slab wall. So let's have a look at the requirements for the... Now that is obviously the downside, being a freeway route, which generally is often a downside. Quite a lot of requirements, and it is, you know, needless to say, that it says that you must have all requirements. Just I don't install it without bits and bats, because you will be missing things. And they can't exactly support you if you've just not got the requirements. Simple as that. So from Steam you need the 5 Circle, which is an essential base route. Edinburgh to Glasgow, essential base route. Suburban Glasgow Northwest it is used for some buildings and Queen Street station items. Bristol to Cardiff has foliage and buildings used from that. North London Line buildings and Liverpool to Manchester, the foliage from that is used. West Highland Line extension, foliage and buildings from that are used. Southampton to Bournemouth, Portsmouth Direct Line, West Coast Main Line Trent Valley. Marketplace Pack, Town Clutter. North Somerset Pack, AP Stations Pack, Riviera Line and the 50s Pack. And then from Just Trains you need the Common Library. So you need that, don't know why I pressed the belt. So you need that since MML was released. So basically since Sheffield Derby came out, you need to own Sheffield Derby essentially at this point, because that has got the most recent Common Library, and obviously the South Western Expressway's updated route and stuff like that will include it as well. So any route from this point onwards that comes out from Just Trains in theory should get the right Common Library. It's got the stuff that you need. You also need the Scottish East Coast Main Line and Newcastle to Edinburgh from JT. Obviously catching something because we're running on double yellows as we approach Linlithgow. Again, I mean, you would deriving this, I would not think this was Edinburgh to Glasgow. You know, the Thompson version, it's completely different. Like, not anything looks the same. It's a complete, literally is a complete rebuild. So this is Linlithgow station. Have a little look around. So they've added on, you know, stuff such as these steps and stuff on the end of the platforms. Signage, I believe, has been completely updated. You see how much better quality that is compared to what the original was, which would have, I guess, been like that originally. So it's a complete and utter upgrade. It's completely, you know, better branding, right colours, stop car markers everywhere as there should be. Even little things like the sand sign. Just such a massive difference. I didn't realise that when Thompson did this route that they actually put... Is that actually a Linlithgow Castle? I don't think it is it? Who knows? I love that. I guess that's meant to be a lightning conductor or something. I can't remember. I've been up there, but I can't remember what it is up there that's actually up there. If it's a lightning conductor, is it's actually like something weird thing up there. I did go up there a few years ago though. I love how they've put these on from the 5 Circle as well. The little bits of clutter. Place I quite like visiting is Linlithgow. Stayed around there a few times. But yeah, once again, worlds away from the original. Try and get a screenshot here. What I love about it is it just all fits together properly. Nothing looks out of place, nothing looks wrong. It just fits together really nicely. So we're on single yellows now, so just going to get a bit more braking done. And I believe that's the Chris Horsfield Easter egg we just passed on the left there, the guy on the top of the container. From watching Alan and Tom's streams. I believe this is where Chris likes to go and get his shots. With his shopping trolley and his box. And his bed, of course. Sorry, Chris. Got room for 2 there. Are you having a party? Cracking stuff. Love a good Easter egg. So we're going away from Linlithgow now, heading back down towards Polmont, and the area where the line will join in from the right, the Bonus and Kinneil, eventually before Falkirk. I've got a train right in front of me here, literally right in front of me. Oh, 68. I'm guessing that's the ECS for the evening 5 circle local. That'd be a good scenario to do, wouldn't it? The full ECS and the service. I wonder if it's actually been done. I haven't checked. I'll carry on reading through the requirements in a minute. We're just sort of sauntering along here at the minute to this red. Oh, there we go. Guessing the train's going into the loop till it's passed. So yeah, requirements continues. Alan Thompson said you need the OHLE pack. Armstrong Powerhouse, you need the tracker enhancement pack and the weather enhancement pack. And then freeware, this is where it's quite an extensive list, but obviously because it's freeware, it's kind of just time consuming, not rather than actual you know, financial cost, unless you need to get a UKTS premium and stuff. Which is the only disadvantage of using UKTS stuff, really, that it's such a hard site to get stuff from, because it's stuck in 1993. So you can get the Synxer speed pack, for Christ's sake. From Synxer stuff you can get the speed signs pack, and then you can get airlift building set 1.2 from Rail Simulator.net, Jadzone signage and fencing kits, and its cable trough kit as well, Major Wales IET signs, 4V skilled vans from UKTS, GSWR Footbridge UKTS, the freeware packs, the industrial and the clutter pack, Radio Masters Vegetation from the Rail Simulator.net route, the DP Simulation Grass pack, and James Class 37's Animated Gate Line pack Volume 2. And then obviously make sure you're playing it with scenery density on full, because otherwise you might as well just play it with your eyes closed, because you'll be missing so many things. So just make sure that you have your scenery density on full. And then it goes on to tell you about the new theatre textures. So obviously the JT theatre textures on the signals are just pretty random. I think I think it was a French guy or something that did that sort of thing. I can't actually remember who did it. Anyway, the default textures are pretty poor, so they've actually done some new textures for the theatre boxes, which is nice to see. It goes through scenario requirements. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually go through them on a per scenario basis, which is why I downloaded this extra one, because I couldn't be bothered installing everything for the scenarios that are included with the route, because I didn't know exactly if I needed them all or what, so I just went and got an extra scenario instead. Polmont station? Polmont, yeah. Polmont Rail Disaster. I'm guessing that might be a new sign that's been added. I'm not sure, but it looks, the quality of it would suggest it is. So, memory of the 13 people who died and the 61 who were injured in the Polmont Rail Disaster, which happened near here on the 30th of July 1984. Was that the one with the DBSO? If I remember rightly, is that the one with the DBSO that hit the cows? Can't remember. I know there was a bad one. So it's a nice touch to have that in. Even little things like the help point, which I'm not sure, maybe that was with the original route looking at it. Probably was. But yeah, again, signage is all, you know, upgraded. Just looks all round much better. So this is where the line across there to Falkirk Grahamston will eventually go off in phase whatever the phase is included in. At the moment there's no scenery down there. Well, it's not upgraded anyway. Not much point in putting full power on. These are going to be at Falkirk pretty soon, although the mileage thing obviously is not showing the exact one. So in a moment we will pass the Bowness and Kinneil Railways connection at Manwell Junction. So it goes on to tell you about, some known issues and stuff, which I'm not going to bother reading. You can get the download and look at the manual from the ATS website. Link will be in the description for the route and everything. And we're just coming down to Falkirk High, so I need to get ready to put the brakes on. Got a stag in there with them cows. I mean, for those that have been around a while and remember the original route, you will remember that that bit there, I can remember that, it was just blank terrain. Nothing there, and it's such a world away from the original route. As I said, I would just love to have seen it on without the without the OHLA as well, but we can't have everything. And I'm very happy that they've done this. Don't get me wrong at all. It's fantastic. All the stations look totally different to the original route as well. Don't know what I'm doing with the brakes. I'm sort of just faffing about with them. So we've got a little bit of time here, so let's have a little look around. So as you can see, they've not gone overboard with the scenery. So for instance, like here, look, we don't need to worry about what's going on up here. What's going on up here is completely irrelevant to the the railway. They've got the trees, they've got the railway, stuff next to it. You can see it from the cab, you can see it from up here, you can fly around. You don't need to worry what's going on over there, and that's just great route building. It's so much better than putting everything in over this hill and then going, oh well, I'll just put everything in over here as well, because that's just going to kill people's machines for for literally no reason other than to kill people's machines, because like 3% of people would see what's going on there. So I'm fully on board with that idea. That's why it's running smoothly. I mean, I'm at 52 FPS with the OHLA and everything else that goes with it. Fantastic. One thing I will say is that you can see where the cable troughing is there on the right hand side. You can see there's a texture mismatch there, because it's obviously it's been laid on top of the ballast texture, which is different, so you can see a bit of a texture clash there, and that is something I've noticed as I've been driving along, but again, not a major issue by any means. So next stop for us is Croy. It's about 12 minutes. So it's on this section, I believe, where we pass the Bowness line. . 'Cause Again, the word I would use to describe it is just vibrant. Oh, we've already passed it. I must have been talking out of the bloody manual when we passed Bowness. I thought it was before Polmont. What a dickhead. But sorry, not supposed to swear. What a fool. There was a 37 in there as well, I'm guessing, because I had to download 37703, so I'm annoyed with myself for that. Sorry, lads. That was the issue of only having one monitor, so I had to have the manual up and I couldn't see what else. So the future plans we've set out for the future of the north of the plans. Oh, for Christ's sake, let's just start. Put my teeth back in. We'll start the sentence again. We have set out a plan for the future of the Network Scot East Route, and extensions are currently in the works for the next phase, which we have already started on. Planned extensions are Dundee and Perth via Glen Eagles and Ladybank, and Dunbar and North Berwick, and also the border as well, which will be great to see. As well as these new lines and extension, we'll also be adding scenery, OHI and other details you will see in this version to Dunblane, Alloa, Longannet Branch and Falkirk Grahamston line. So look out for those coming your way soon. And then the final part, it goes on to say the acknowledgements. We would like to give a massive thanks to Stuart Parker and Alan Pendlebury for allowing us to include their custom assets for the Bowness line. It was a massive help for us all, and it was lovely to have the railway as accurate as we can. Also thanks go to Adam Reid for AWS. I missed it. While that's slowing down. Also thanks go to Adam Reid for providing us with valuable reference pictures throughout the project for locations such as Queen Street for the new station entrance and up-to-date pictures of Cadder Yard. We've all worked hard to bring this network to this stage, which we will hope will give you many hours of driving pleasure, and we have many more plans for this next work, which we hope to bring you in the future. If you have any problems with the route, just get in touch by the Facebook group, which is linked in the manual. Thank you to everyone who's joined the Facebook group and supported us throughout the development process. We never expected the group to grow as large as it has, and incredibly grateful for it. And then gives you links to the group, but also to a donation link, which you can donate to the guys there if you want to, as a thank you for the route. Then there's a selection of screenshots. The NSE team, so the team that's been involved with this project are Aaron Piddock, Construction, Horticulture and Landscaping, Alan Hingston, Permanent Way and Signalling and Telecommunications, Cameron Forbes, Construction, Horticulture and Landscaping, Chris Horsfield, Interior and Exterior Decorating and Train Crew Rostering, Cody Sale. I'm just laughing whilst I'm reading some of these at the minute, and we're going to spad if I carry on like this. Cody Sale, Sonic Acoustical Technician, Matt Goodison, Sparkler Spaghetti Engineer, and Ollie Greenhawk, yeah, I guess that's how it's said. It's obviously not how it's said, but I just how I said it. Architect and Structure Engineer. I love the titles there. So this is the junction where the line from Falkirk Grahamston just comes back in on the left, right, well, left as we're looking. This is a car crash, and would you believe before we start this, I had 9 takes at doing the intro. I mean, it's as I'm recording, it's after 1 o'clock, and I started trying to record it at 11. Well, we've only been going half an hour, so that sort of tells you the car crash it's been. So I'm guessing I'm going to be following something for a little while here. So again, you can see all the clutter. Nicely placed. Just that attention to detail that you're looking for. The cable troughing as well. Note how it snakes around. It's not just been laid flat, which is something I'm guilty of myself. It's been done properly. You know, because quite often I'll be lazy myself and just lay it flat, straight. You don't have to do what they've done there, which is curve it around, but it's nice to see that they have. It's a fantastic little addition. I love how there's no bare terrain next to the track as well. You've permanently got grass or something on there, so when you're driving from the cab you're not seeing bare terrain. Again, not going to silly with detail, sensible detail, just literally tree lines and stuff. Nothing more than what's needed. Oh, it went green then, so we get the full power down. So we're stopping off again at Croy in a minute, so not long till we get there. Most enjoyable. Very much captures the feel. Just over a mile and a half to Croy now. So we go through, I think there's a steep cutting just before Croy, if that's the one I'm thinking of. Not a line I've been on many times in real life, probably less than 10 times. Driven around in the car, you know, loads of times, but went on a Veltor, trying to think what Veltors I went on around here. Went on one with 47488, I think, which came this way many years ago, and there was a 57 Torta Dundee, I think, that I went on, which came this way, I want to say. And I think I've done it once with a 158 or 170 or something, but it's not somewhere I've been many times. But from what I remember of it, it's captured it very nicely. So you can see the extension to the platform, which I guess is where they've put they've cleverly put a block, I think, under there, I want to say. I don't know if they retextured it or not, let's have a look. It looks like a very clever way of doing it there, what I could see. To signify the change in concrete. Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks like a different platform underneath there or something, just to create this texture deviance. So I'm guessing this is where the platform may have originally ended. So that's just... yeah, good. Car parks, look at the detail over here. With the road markings, the car parks, everything. Bus pulling in. It's brilliant. God, this must take an ages to do all that.
The next stop is Glasgow Queen Street.
But yeah, as I said, as I keep saying, it's just sensible building. Not getting carried away with stuff that doesn't need doing and things like that. FPS, 65, so absolutely no issue. I only need it to be at 30, and it's not been down at 30 at any point. It's been well above that, so it's all good. Next stop for us then, Glasgow Central. Final stop in about 10 minutes, so we've not far to go. It's perfect length run for it's perfect length route for a train sim run. Like most people, quick half hour here and there. You can just jump in. So good to see so many great freeway routes coming out at the moment. I mean, you got this, you got Benedict's, Fenline, and you've got the DP Simulations North East England version 3 that have all come out in recent weeks. Obviously, Tom's got Harrogate Loop coming soon, Cumbria Coast this year, hopefully Wakefield to Nottingham this year, and the start of the Leeds to Manchester stuff. Hopefully it's going to be a good year for the freeway side of things, because obviously the payway side, certainly in DCG's court, is slowing down quite a bit. 1-2 a year maybe, as they shift their focus to be more on TSW. Noticed there's a valve. I don't know if that was in the original route, but one of the old coal stack things, I think that is. I'm not sure. I'm guessing that's what it is. I know there's quite a few of those in this area of Scotland, because you go on the A74, might be the M74 at that point, but just north of Abington there's one of those before you get towards Hamilton area. There's this Lenzie station I'm coming up to. So we'll do a drive-by. Well, not that sort of drive-by. So I did notice we had a yellow then. So I better concentrate. We're coming down towards Caddy Yard now. So I know that was an area that's been added to quite a bit of detail as far as I'm aware. Caddy Yard's where steam locos often stable when they've been to when they're overnighting in the Glasgow area between days on a rail tour or whatever. Obviously nowhere near the extent that it once was in terms of usage. It's more sort of overgrown stuff these days, as are a lot of yards. Is it Caddy Yard? Where was it where there was an oil terminal somewhere down? Is it Bishop Briggs? I love that detail. I love how they've put the barriers in. Nice. Six minutes to Glasgow Queen Street, roughly. I don't know why the JT Banner repeaters do that, where they appear close range. It's really something that we need to look at. It's obviously the, I guess it's the LOD or something on the texture. I have brought it up briefly before, but it's something that I think definitely needs attention. Same with some of the other LODs and stuff like that. So I'm guessing this must be Bishop Briggs Station, in which case the oil terminal was here somewhere. That was in use until the 90s, I think. I recall it being a 37 ton. I'm going to go too crazy because it looks like we've got a really short section after this next one. So this is the cut-in before Eastfield, so we go through this cut-in, then we come past where Eastfield Depot is. So looking forward to seeing what they've done there. I love the detail with that. An interesting idea actually there, what they've done with the equipment platforms. They've actually built little steps onto them, which is something I might do myself. So might steal that idea, guys. Thanks for that. But it's something that I know the JT one particularly doesn't have any steps on it, which is stupid. I don't know why it has no steps on it, but it doesn't. So that was a little cool idea, which I think I'm going to nick. I always love looking at other people's work and seeing what can be learned. And I'm guessing the same for all route developers. Push each other on. A shunt signal for the depot, so they're obviously, I'm guessing they're probably newly added. Wow, the depot definitely does look different. That looks excellent. Oh well, we've got two AWS drops in one scenario. We're going quite well today, aren't we? So 9 attempts at doing the introduction, 2 AWS stoppages, missed Manmore Junction. Trying to think of any other issues that I've caused rather. So the line off there to the right is the one that's in suburban Glasgow northwest, so you can go over there to get towards Helensburgh without going through the Glasgow tunnels. You turn left there, and I think the route just ends when you get to a Springburn station. It's fantastic seeing Glasgow area get some modern route building done on it though. I know this is Network Scot East, but I'd love to see the western side of Scotland brought up to this standard. So this is now the drop down into Glasgow Queen Street. So the thing to note here is it's much like Derby on the Midland Main Line in that we'll see a 30 sign come up just before the tunnel, I believe, but it won't show on the hood, and that is same as Derby on Midland Main Line in that train sim can only show the highest sort of routes, you know, speed signs. So the primary speed for this line will be set to 50 because it's 50 coming up the hill, but it's 30 going down the hill. Now there's no way to actually get that to show on your hood because train sim would just put a 50 board in and it won't show a 30. So you have to place non-track link signs in. Hence why you don't see it on your hood. So it's a case of just remembering the route and knowing the sign in the route basically. Try and get a screenshot somewhere down here. This is one of my favourite parts, this. Not sure, this is obviously a signal thing with the JT pack. I don't know why, is the texture not on the JT signals? I have to look into that. I know that some of the... If it's something that can be fixed, then maybe it can be fixed if I shout at Will long enough to actually make him do it. So you see the 30 sign there, it won't show on the hood, doesn't show on the hood. And it won't even show actually on the... it won't even show on the hood when we've passed the sign or anything like that because again, it's 50 coming the other way. There's no way that train sim can actually force that to happen, so you've just got to remember that it's 30. It's not difficult to do.
We are now approaching Glasgow Queen Street.
West Island service. The limit now drops to 20. Now this is the area that's had a lot of work done inside Queen Street Station. I'm looking forward to seeing this. Saw it now on stream, I've seen it on Tom's streams as well, but looking forward to it. I like how they've added the little platform reinforcement things onto there. Clever. So I'm not going to press T here. Just going to look around because obviously this is completely and utterly different to what you see in the Edinburgh Glasgow, because obviously in real life they've uncovered all the frontage and everything. So it's a complete departure. It's so much brighter and everything in real life as well, but it's just such a change. As I understand it, is it a kit bash? I can't remember. Maybe it's a... It's certainly a lot of bits put together and it's really well done to achieve the goal. I don't even know where you'd start with actually coming up with all this. Again, we've got the animated gate lines from James Class 37. See if we can get a thumbnail anyway here. But yeah, the frontage and everything's been recreated as best it can be without full custom assets, which is the sort of thing you want to expect with commercial developers. I like it. So again guys, this route is available from Alan Thompson Sim. You can find it in the description. As I said, there's quite a lot of requirements available, but I thoroughly recommend it if you've got the requirements, or you can get the requirements. Don't forget you can check Tom out on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/trainsim_TV. And cheers very much for watching guys. Thanks as always. See you later. Bye.